Welcome to a very special edition of Beer Bros and BS. My name is Dave, the Big Librarian. Tonight, all these guys sitting across from me are
JJ, the Mail Chef.
Jose.
And Dan.
Tonight, we're outside recording a live episode above this beautiful night sky. We have a meteoroid shower going to happen at some point in the night. Probably not going to be able to see anything. We'll probably be a little busy drinking some beer. Speaking of the beer we brought tonight, first one JJ brought.
Yep. Southern Tier Brewery, Warlock.
Nice Lachuf.
I actually brought the Cigar City Sherry Barrel Aged Marshall Zukov Imperial Stout.
Nice. Say that 5 times fast.
Okay. It was really fast. You couldn't tell.
I would also have accepted. And I brought chocolate oak aged Yeti Imperial Stout from Great Divide. So, JJ, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little more about the beer?
Okay. So this, like I said, is from Southern Tier Brewing, from New York. This is the Warlock. It's part of their Blackwater series. This is an Imperial Stout and brewed with pumpkins. And this is actually one of the strongest versions that they've made. This is the brand new 2015 version. This is coming at 10%.
Nice.
So it was originally at 8.5%. You're looking at, medium, I would say medium maltiness. You get the cinnamon, you get the, you definitely get the spicy pumpkin of it, and as well as the roastiness, with a, little bit of a chocolate taste. That I think this is probably the best batch that they made. It could be because it's fresh, because it came right at the delivery today. They were unpacking it at the local beer mart.
Yeah, I taste a mild chocolate flavor on this one. It's not overpowering. It's definitely more balanced than I'd say previous releases of the beer.
It's got a nice carbonation for a stout as well, like a medium carbonation.
Well, for an Imperial Stout, it's pretty, brown.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually those are pretty black.
Yeah, they're pretty black or velvety, but this actually has more carbonation than usual Imperial Stout.
What do you think about the beer, Dan?
I really enjoy it. I think that it would, it's not too bitter, not too sweet, just kind of fits right there in the middle. And, I enjoy it. I think it would go well with, some kind of
Pumpkin?
but like a smoky kind of food, or like a barbecue or something, actually.
Oh, yeah, some ribs with this?
Yeah, I think that would go really well.
I find the one thing interesting about this beer is that with most chocolate beers, you have a bitter aftertaste. This you do not have. It's more pumpkin aftertaste, if anything, which is kind of odd because there's lots of chocolate in this.
Mm-hmm.
What I absolutely love about this beer and the previous ones also is the smell. It smells very like oatmeal, like wheat. It has that distinct, smell to it. It's amazing. I love the aroma on this one.
So what topic did you bring for us tonight, Dan?
Well, I actually got a pretty funny one here. I have a list of some things I found online, which are the 5 ways that celebrities can be more disgusting than you. And basically, it's like famous people's bad habits.
That's going to be hard because I am filthy.
Well, I'm going to tell you these 5 different celebrities and the bad habits that they apparently really do have, and then you guys can tell me what you think the actual worst one is, or what you might actually say, hey, that's not too bad, I do that too. So the first one here, apparently, Jessica Simpson rarely brushes her teeth and instead wipes them with her shirt. Apparently she was being interviewed on Ellen, and she said, oh yeah, at most she brushes maybe 3 times a week. And, she's like, oh, but I floss and I use, mouthwash and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, apparently she doesn't brush her teeth more than 3 times a week.
Okay, that's gross.
If you can't tell, obviously you can't, there is a foul and disgusted look on everyone's face here.
Yeah.
I guess she doesn't want to take away the taste of Tony Romo out of her mouth.
Oh!
Well,
Hoes be going low already.
All I know is I remember Tom Brady breaking up with her when he was single because he refused. There were several things that you had to do to date her, and one of them was fill her prescription for what's that?
What
shit?
if that, like a herpes medicine or something, right?
The herpes medicine.
I heard about that, dude. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And he refused to do that. Can't blame him.
I heard about that too, yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I do when I wake up every morning is brush my teeth.
Yeah, man.
And it's gross if you don't.
So,
Yeah.
actually, speaking on that, I like to throw out a hypothetical, if you don't mind, Dan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that a deal breaker for you? Somebody as hot as
Does that, well, I mean, I would try to convince them to, like,
Yeah.
no,
fix
no, no,
that.
not that.
the medicine one?
Yeah, like,
Oh.
if her in her hottest prime says, I will marry you and you can do whatever you want to me, I'll support you 100%, but, I got the herp.
Oh.
Is that a deal breaker?
Herp-a-derp.
Yeah, yeah, I can't do that. No. Thanks.
Dan?
Yeah, I think I would have to pass on that one, because, as far as I know,
Okay.
I don't have it yet, so. But, theoretically, if somebody else did carry it, then there wouldn't be an issue, so.
Well, okay, let me ask you, what if it was Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, if only Tony was here to answer that one. He would do just about anything.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say.
again, Tony is not here. He's too busy, in Peru,
Petting the llamas.
World traveler
taking pictures with alpacas and shit.
with herpes.
Maybe. Possibly.
Do the alpacas have herpes or does he? Oh.
Find out next week.
Find out on episode 18.
Well, hopefully by the
Yes.
end of the trip, they both will.
How'd you get that hump?
Anyway, yeah, man. So there's a couple other ones. Let me tell you. So that's the first one. Another one is that apparently back in 2011, Snooki went on Conan O'Brien and said that her skin secret is that she smears cat litter all over her face, and she uses it as like an exfoliator because of the the texture of it. And I just think that that's pretty fucking gross, but
I mean, I can't speak on that because I don't have any cats. So I don't know. Would you try that, Jose?
I mean, versus not brushing your teeth, I guess I'd rather have somebody like dig their head in the sand.
Yeah. I mean, it's not used cat litter, so.
yeah.
She didn't say that.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's just,
Let's not assume anything here.
well,
This is not a
with her,
podcast
I
that
really
assumes
can't. Yeah.
Like sniffer face. You smell like fresh scoop.
She didn't mention what type of cat litter that she uses. Is it
I
a
don't
specific
know.
brand or is it
It's
just
fresh step.
Yeah, fresh step.
I don't know.
Oh god, I could see her on the
Whatever
picture.
you could get the biggest fist pumps with.
Oh god, I could see her on the cover with the cat on Fresh Step. It's the little orange cat putting his foot forward and Snooki in the background. Oh lord.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's just crazy. But there's another one here I want to let you guys know of. That apparently, Marilyn Monroe had a habit of stuffing leftover food in her bed, and apparently had the reputation of farting a lot. And yeah, so
I'm okay with that.
apparently she was very disgusting, and a lot of people said that she was, a dirty, dirty bitch. But
7-year queef.
Yeah,
I would let that slide, to be honest.
I would say that is not a deal breaker.
No, I mean, and look who it is, dude.
Yeah. There's a certain point where the hotness to crazy ratio.
Yeah,
I pull
she's
from-
like the hottest chick probably that has ever been. I mean,
Is it? I don't know about that. Would you say she's the
up
hottest
there.
ever?
She's up there.
What do you guys say about that?
She was pretty fucking hot. I mean,
At the time, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, there's no way to compare something current now because, I don't know, there's no way of seeing like HD photos of celebrities that we have
there's
now.
photographs. I mean, she did all the same.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can look at the old photos and compare
It's
them
just-
to new people, and it's
It's just that she
stacks up.
has the Monica Lewinsky tied in with like a Kardashian tied in with she had the affair with the president. caught on camera. She had, the world-renowned husband at the time. Is that a deal breaker? She farts and puts food in her bed?
Yeah.
Well, so do I. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I
Honey,
mean,
can you grab a rib?
yeah, as long as she's not farting on the food. So
Well, sometimes you want that extra special seasoning.
extra cheese.
Oh,
Oh.
As long as she doesn't fart when I'm going down on
Vermont
her.
cheese.
Are these ribs been smoked? Methane? So we're moving along quite fast here, and we're actually on our second beer of the night. This one is brought to us by Hose B.
Yes, I brought the Nice Lechouf. It's a Belgian beer. It's an ale brewed with spices and thymes and kuraku peels. I believe I spelled that right. I'm sorry if I annihilated the country.
No, I think
Caribbean country.
Thyme and curacao.
Oh, thyme and curacao. Yes. So I looked these up. Thyme is actually an herb. It looks more or less like a flower. And curacao is orange-like peel from the island of Curacao, which is Belgian controlled. Which it's a
I
Belgian
thought it was
country.
controlled by the Netherlands.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, it's the Netherlands.
Netherlands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
Because Dan and I was there last year.
Yeah. Actually, we took a cruise last year that stopped in Turks and Caicos, Aruba, Curacao, and Curacao is and Dominican Republic. That's correct. Yeah, Curacao was actually a really, really cool place because you had the Caribbean vibe, but you definitely had this like distinct Euro feel too that like you obviously don't really get anywhere except also in Europe. And it's hard to explain. It's just kind of like a
It's the architecture.
yeah, it's
Mixed
the
in
architecture
with those like
and-
a fortress, on the side of the
Yeah,
ocean.
yeah.
Something straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah.
Ted Mosby, sex architect.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that like they took the fruit that was almost like native, like very near us, and then they shipped it all the way to Belgium, and then it comes back in its bottle.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. So it's a limited edition bottle. It's like 10 ABV.
So what do you all think of the beer?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It paired nicely with the pumpkin. I feel like I should be opening some presents pretty soon.
It's got a nice dark copper to it. It's opaque, but still pretty dark. A little bit of a light tan head on it.
Yeah, it's got a nice body on it, and it hides the alcohol really nice.
And
Yeah.
you can smell like a little bit of a citrus on it.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I think the kind of herbal taste that you taste on there is like the thymes. And it's actually pretty interesting because there is certain, like back then, certain beers, they would use different herbs to actually hop up the flavor rather than just using hops. So it's more like I guess you can say it's more like a gruit where they would use other like herbs.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's really interesting. It's definitely got a fruity kind of like, I guess the bottle says it has some dried orange peel. And then yeah, you can get that out of it, but then I kind of feel like something maybe like plum like.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it tastes like black plums.
Yeah. It's very nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay, so I guess I'll go next. The topic, the BS that I brought for us tonight, would be locker room fights. This is all coming from, of course, the New York Jets.
Double break in the jaw for Geno Smith.
If you guys haven't heard, the starting quarterback of the New York Jets had his jaw broken, so he'll be out for 6 to 10 weeks by none other than a teammate. And evidently this was all over a $600 plane ticket. And by all eyewitnesses who have been unnamed have said that Geno Smith asked for it. They said that he got into the linebacker's face. His name is IK Anempali. And he questioned Geno about getting the money back. And pretty much Geno Smith, dismissed him and publicly in front of everybody because he's going to have one of the most prominent lockers there, and said, "You're not, you'll hear back about it when I tell you, you're not going to do anything about it."
Yeah, and he stuck his finger in his face.
And it's either he touched his face or stuck his finger in his face. And
he tried him, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone says that Geno tried him publicly and said he wasn't going to do anything, so he proved him wrong, and he sucker punched him. Broke his jaw in 2 spots.
Damn.
Well, I don't know if it's exactly a sucker punch, because if you put your finger...
If it's not okay, I know the way I say it, a sucker punch is, unless you're in a fight and you're just talking to somebody and you throw a punch that, if you're not set...
Yeah, you're not defending.
If you're not set to throw a punch,
I don't know
and
if
you
I
get punched,
agree,
so what do you call a sucker punch?
like totally out of nowhere, whether if you're coming from behind or something, but if you're
like you're walking away, you turn around and then you swing
I
at
feel
him.
like like you said, he was asking for it, and if you instigate that kind of shit, then you might have to expect some possibility of a retaliation, but yeah, I don't know, man. But either way,
But the thing is, he's a quarterback, and
you think
when
he expects a little bit more respect.
Well, in practices, quarterbacks wear a red jersey.
Mhm.
That's the do not touch jersey. So he kind of had that same idea that I can do whatever I want. I'm the starting quarterback. I'm the captain of this team. You can't touch me. And that's what he thought. And
Well, the big elephant in the room also is that you're the starting quarterback for an NFL team. What are you doing borrowing $600 from a teammate?
yeah, that remains to be seen if you got paid. Because don't forget, they only get paid during the season.
Yeah, the story behind it was the linebacker was throwing like a camp for kids or whatever, and he wanted Geno to come out, and he said he would, and he paid for the plane ticket for Geno to come up, and he never showed, he never called or anything, so that's why.
Well, I didn't know about that. Makes a big difference.
Yeah, so
immediately, IK was waived. He was waived off a team, and he got picked up. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard.
I did.
He got picked up by none other than the Buffalo Bills. Now, I think that's funny for many reasons. It's not surprising. The head coach knows him, Rex Ryan. He was his coach already.
and he drafted him.
And he drafted him. So that's not so surprising. But if you start to, think, it makes you wonder, are the Bills going to be the new New York Jets? Because now they're adding IK to the situation, which he's willing to punch the leader of your team. You throw in Richie Incognito, who we all know here in Miami as the guy that was bullied another player into
Retirement. He retired.
an institution.
Oh, well, that too.
And that whole situation was clouded. But how many times had he been voted the dirtiest player in the league?
Oh yeah.
Which naturally linemen are the dirtier players because you have to have that nature to line up in front of someone and hit him as hard as you can, and then to just somehow turn that off and walk away. And they're added by, I guess, what could have been one of the best receivers ever. Definitely the guy who likes to throw the most punches in the league, Percy Harvin.
Yep.
Who's been on? I didn't even know he was on the Bills now. That's how often he moves now. Let's see. He was accused of fighting Golden Tate, of which Tate ended up after that altercation with a black eye, and he fought with another teammate, Doug Baldwin. Baldwin ended up with a gash on his chin.
And as I remember, I think before he left, when he was a Gator, he also choked out one of the assistant coaches.
Yep.
Wow.
In the middle of the practice field.
So, I kind of, you see that and you think, well, that's great. That's 3 players that are probably going to start out of 22 for that team that have had some pretty big off-field
Issues. Yeah.
outside the field, inside the locker room issues. And it made me wonder, other fights that have happened in sports and like the locker room or other settings. Like just this year, there was the Chicago Blackhawks, which had
the Black what's?
The Blackhawks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from Chicago. They had what was it? So many fights between the team that essentially they had two factions on that team that hated each other, and they were. I mean, hockey players are tough to begin with, so tough that it was somehow leaked, and they were so surprised that it got leaked to the public that they had all these fights in the locker room between each other. And these are the kind of guys that, they break their jaw, they go back, they get it, sewn up. And if they're not ready by the end of the game, then they're playing in the next game. They miss a day. That's how tough they are. They'll put, or the stitches came out, so they're skating around, pulling the stitches out of their mouth, because that's the kind of crazy that they have. So I can only imagine those fights that were happening there. Also, last season in Chicago, supposedly there was a locker room brawl after the Dolphins beat the Bears in Chicago. There were players there who were mad at the fans who booed them because they were down 14-0 at halftime. Then there were other players that had to be separated out of each other and thrown out of the locker room. Brandon Marshall started calling out players by name who didn't have heart. And I think he was one of the guys that had to get pulled out. In the NBA.
Which, by the way, now Brandon Marshall's a Jet. That should be fun.
Well, the touring of the, semi-elite receivers. Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton. They each pulled a gun out on each other.
Yes.
In the locker room. Think about that.
Damn.
Yeah, I think,
Wait,
Arenas,
there was a gun in the locker room?
Yes.
There were guns in the locker room. I guess Arenas owed Crittenton money, so he said something like, "Get the fuck away from me," pulled out a gun. Oh, Crittenton said, "Oh, you have a pistol? Well, guess what? I have a pistol too." And
So did they duel?
Unfortunately, no.
yeah, unfortunately not.
Their careers did.
Just imagine David
Who
Stern.
shot first?
Gilbert Arenas always shot first.
But just imagine, we all know how David Stern is with the image of the players. So imagine how crazy he went.
Washington Bullets.
It's a good reason why they changed the name.
One of my favorite players, baseball players, who was just a terrible person but such a good player, Ty Cobb. He was notorious for, he was a terrible person. He beat women and kids, and he's a great player, one of the greatest ever. But he's known for fighting fans, umpires, and teammates on the field. He didn't like the call, and you were the umpire. It's a good chance you could get punched. He did not care, and he was that good that he could get into it. Michael Irving is one of my favorite ones. He stabbed another teammate
With a pair of scissors?
with a pair of scissors in the neck.
Yes.
I don't know if all you guys have heard of that.
I heard
Because
I heard something about
It was
that.
because the teammate didn't want to get out. He asked the teammate, "Get out of my chair," and the teammate wouldn't.
It wasn't his chair. It was in training camp. They were getting it was a lineman who had been in the league for 6 years. His name was Everett McIver. McIver was getting a haircut, mid-haircut, when it came up that Michael Irvin thought he should get a haircut instead of him, since he's more important to the team. And so Lyman said, "Who the fuck are you? You don't have to take this shit. I'm not a rookie." And they ended up getting to a little skirmish. And after getting pushed, Michael grabbed for a pair of scissors. He missed his jugular 2 inches.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He almost killed a
It
guy.
went from the
Yeah, he almost killed the guy, and, 2 teammates ended up, posting up money so, nobody would talk about it, for a while. I remember.
instead of the Hall of Fame, he would have been in behind bars.
The Hall of Shame.
Oh God. Thanks, Tony. You're here in spirit.
He just, an alpaca just showed up to his window wherever he is right now in Peru. he's like, you heard it, you felt it too.
And so happened to have the name color on it. It had Dan on the thing.
Well, of course. Yeah.
They're all named Dan.
I mean, they should be.
Okay then.
Because it's a the best name. Why not? You know.
I would say that the alpaca name should be Al.
Yeah. Well, it's my middle name, Alberto. Yeah.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
So, and this brings me to the final fight between celebrities.
Oh, the final fight.
The final one.
Very good game.
This is the in my opinion, I don't know if you guys would agree, the biggest fight between two athletes, in the same sport outside of where they play. And I'd have to say it was Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone.
Was this the the WCW appearance?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
That's amazing.
I thought you were going to say Dennis Rodman, that camera guy.
Oh, man.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. I ruined the surprise, but that's just
you
so
got it
awesome.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Why
No.
don't you go ahead and explain a little bit about it, Dan?
Shit, I don't know, man. I think it was back in like around 97, 98.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan. It was against Karl Malone and Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, and is it wrong that how much Hogan probably hated him?
Oh, I know. Now, apparently, the news has come out that Hulk Hogan is, racist. So I'm sure he was like, I got to tag with this right here, okay.
But only
Whatever.
if you're dating his daughter.
That's true. Well,
Because
Well,
they
you never
cannot.
know. You never know with Rodman. He could have been dating his daughter.
I
son.
would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Robin,
or his son. Who knows?
I want to say that was Starcade that year.
I believe it was around. It was one of those.
one of the big pay-per-views.
And I remember just a few months before or after, they also did another celebrity appearance. It was
Jay Leno
Jay Leno and
at Hog Wild.
Yeah, it was Jay Leno and DDP against I think Hogan and Bischoff.
Ugh.
That was a shit match. But Dennis Rodman and Malone, they're actually athletes. So
I think Karl Malone was also in that fight.
Karl Malone did a drop kick that was really good.
Dude, Karl Malone's a great athlete, dude. Obviously, Dennis Rodman is a very, very good athlete too. But Karl Malone, he surprised me, man. That dude is legit.
Do you think that's what you think? Kim Jong Un saw that and saw that paper and said, "I want this guy in my country." We're talking about Rodman. Or do you think he thought, for whatever reason, he was Obama? And said, "Wait, he's not Obama."
Wait, you mean they're not all the same guy? Oh, no.
That's why Kim Jong-il was like, wait, this is not Obama?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that they would say something like that, but I'm thinking of the movie The Interview now. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out on Netflix. It has Seth Rogen and James Franco, and they go over to North Korea, and it's really funny because there's a lot of basketball scenes where they talk about Rodman and they do all this other stuff, and it's just really, really funny, and I don't know, I got a kick out of that. And also, I don't know. I just think it's pretty funny. I don't know what else to say about it, but
Well, we're actually on our third beer of the night.
I think it's like my fifth or sixth. But yeah,
Okay.
That'll make you fight.
So this is the one that I brought. It's Chocolate Oak Aged Yeti Imperial Stout. It's by Great Divide out of Colorado. It's an Imperial Stout with an ABV of 9.5. If you, I don't know what you guys think, but when I taste it, I get a little bit of cocoa nibs. You can taste that, a little bit of vanilla, and definitely, I think more the oak barrel than I was expecting.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely get the oakiness. It balances well with the sweetness of the beer from the vanilla. This series that they have of the Chocolate Yeti and Espresso Yeti and all those, they're Oatmeal Yeti, they're all fantastic.
I mean, I can still taste the espresso in this, yeah. And I was going to say that this is one of a variation of the popular Yeti Imperial Stout. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, this was wait, can you repeat which Yeti this was again?
This is the chocolate oak aged.
Oh, chocolate? Okay.
With oak.
But you can still taste, I mean, I can still taste espresso
It
beans.
tastes very smoky though.
mm-hmm.
Tastes because I've had like normal Yeti and it definitely tastes a lot more smokier.
The oak definitely comes through, and I think the chocolate adds that bitterness too, like a dark chocolate.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
with the high cocoa level.
Yeah, it's not like one of those sweet
Yeah,
chocolate,
yeah,
like
yeah.
sweet lactose.
Or it could be cacao.
Cacao.
But the good thing with all the, if the listeners have noticed, the ABVs on these beers have been way up there, and so far everything's been hidden very nicely. It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
I mean, and the other thing is the fact that we are outside in South Florida in early September.
Late August still, yeah.
Oh, late September.
Wait, I thought it was still summer.
I have been drinking. Yes.
You've been time traveling, also known.
And
It is hot.
we have all been sitting here, and we were all commenting before we started recording how cool it was outside, and not one of you has a non-shiny forehead. You were all sweating.
Alcohol is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Fuck your couch.
Dan James, everybody.
No, it's actually pretty breezy out here, but since there's a few thunderstorms around here, because it always rains in South Miami, in South Florida, during this time, it's like every other day it's just raining, but, no, but during the day it gets up to like 96 or like 90.
Fun fact, it's never been 100 degrees in Miami.
Ever.
Ever.
Please don't.
Since they've started recording the temperatures, it's never
Really?
been 100. Yeah. It's felt over 100
Yeah.
when you factor in
But
humidity.
the actual temperature hasn't, really?
It's never been over
Dude,
100.
I'm actually very shocked by that. Wow.
Well, we're so close to the ocean that it's going to cool us down.
Mhm.
I
Makes
hope it
sense.
never gets to 100 because it is humid as fuck and it
Yeah.
would be brutal.
I would just,
When
I would,
that-
I would
see, like, when it
People
just
would
stay
die.
inside.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens in the Midwest.
People
In-
actually die from
in,
that.
in,
yeah.
the, in the hot summers like Chicago. When it's a hot summer, there are people who will die. And it's a lot of the older adults that are just not expecting it or just not ready. And they get dehydrated and they die because it's so hot. I mean, it's Chicago. Even though Chicago is on Lake Michigan, so they get the humidity, like, because they're near a large body of water like we are. But it gets hot and extremely humid. But I'd like to know. I wonder. You guys can look up what the temperature is outside right now.
I can tell you
Like
right.
somebody
I
with
can
a
tell you
phone.
right now.
Several hours after the sun's been down.
And these bugs are trying to fly my eyeballs. It is currently 85.
It is
85.
85 degrees when the sun has been set for several hours.
Miami. Another day in paradise.
All these, and the other thing is, these are not the beers you want to be drinking in 85 degree weather.
Yeah, dark,
Yeah, I know.
high ABV. It's alright. I mean, to me,
Yeah, they were kept in a cooler, so.
yeah, exactly. Growing up here, it's alright. I can drink any kind of beer. I don't care what the temperature is.
So JJ, let me ask you, what topic did you bring for us tonight? What BS?
Alright, I got some good BS for everybody tonight. Speaking of drinking, how about if you could drink without actually drinking, consuming anything?
What?
Yes. So in
mean?
London, there's a bar. It is called Alcoholic Architect. And what they do, they use a super crazy humidifier that takes and vaporizes the alcohol and puts it in there. They do these mixed cocktails that they put in a room. And you go in, you have to wear a special poncho because it absorbs through your skin and through your eyes. It gets you drunker quicker by 40%. So, and because it's bypassing the liver and everything, and it goes straight to the brain.
That sounds terrible.
So, so they do have a time limit on this. It's 50 minutes. And they do have regular alcoholic drinks that you can do that are just, regular liquid drinks. But as far as this particular room that they have, it's a limit of 50 minutes because after that, you'd be done.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and a lot of places are trying to shut them down because, because it's not going through the process that your body normally needs to metabolize alcohol. It's going straight to the brain and they're thinking it might cause brain damage. That's why.
Therefore, the message out here, folks, is drink your alcohol.
Yeah. So.
Don't do butt chugs. Don't eject it into your eyelids.
That's a stupid thing. Enjoy
Yeah, I've
the
seen
flavor
people
of it. Yeah.
inject it into actually get the bottle and put it into your eyelids and
I
get
mean,
hung off
in
at it.
Jackass, they did a butt chug.
Yeah.
Steve-O did the butt chug. in
Well, I
Jackass
think
too.
he just wanted an excuse to put something in his butt, though.
And, poor guy just got arrested again.
Is that the same reason you do that, Dan?
But,
Tell me you've never thought about doing the butt chug.
I've never thought about doing the butt chug.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
Dude, why? That
Bullshit. You saw that, you're like, fuck, I wonder how that would feel. How does he do that?
No, I don't want to do that.
You never tried to do that?
Sounds like it would
Kegel
hurt.
exercise?
Burn.
You ever thought about it?
No, man, never. That's an outdoor.
Yeah. The only excitement he'll ever do with the butt is lighting a match when he's gonna rip one.
Oh, like the fart. Yeah, I've done that.
The fart flamethrower.
Yeah, that's fun, man. Yeah.
So,
I kind of, hold on one second. I kind of want to keep talking about your ass.
Our listeners want to keep hearing about that?
Yeah.
Tweet us and let us know.
Would you like to know more?
Survival stories. How to light a campfire with your ass.
And one match.
Dave apparently just recently saw the movie Alive, so he's fascinated with ass.
No, I didn't.
No? Oh, okay. Yeah, they eat butt in that movie.
Toss salad.
No, not like that. They actually eat someone's ass. Like, the butt cheeks.
Oh.
Yeah.
What movie is this?
Alive, it's about the plane crash. And
Never heard of it.
what? Oh,
Yeah, it was
it's actually a really good movie.
South American, rugby team from the 70s or something. And, they crashed in the Andes. And they survived for like 2 months or something by eating the
Dead people.
the corpses. It's like meat off of corpses. And eventually, some of them survived and were eventually rescued after like 2 months or so in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, they used every part of everything they could. I mean, but yeah, whatever.
That's
Like
by the way, the Green Inferno is coming to theaters soon if you want to see more cannibalism.
Did they at least cook it?
They didn't really have many tools with them. I mean,
Yeah, they just made a fire.
I think they made like a human ceviche. They cooked with lime juices.
Oh, I thought it was like a human pincho. With their pincho.
Well, I think what I heard was that
an ass picho.
they
Well, it
would
wouldn't be the ass. It'd be like your colon.
Oh. I think they were going for the butt cheek in the movie, but alright. Anyway, so, as far as the alcohol bar, anyone got any interest in this going mainstream?
Well,
Would
I'm
you
not going to
visit
say
it?
that I've done that, but I have seen people take dry ice and then pour alcohol over it to kind of vaporize it.
Does that work?
I think you were there at Mike's old place.
Shit, I don't remember.
That's the idea.
That doesn't mean that I wasn't there, but I don't remember.
That's why it's called getting fucked up, so you don't remember.
All right. Well, I don't know, man, but that sounds like a cool thing. Why don't you keep talking about it?
No, they were chopping off chunks of dry ice, putting it into a cup, and then walking around and pouring rum or vodka into it,
Or just have a bar that
and then inhaling it.
Yeah, or just have a bar that puts your thing in like a little balloon and then just gives it to people. And then you see people just taking the balloon and just inhaling it.
They would probably think that's like a whipper or something.
Yeah.
But that actually works? I guess
Well,
that's the same
technically it
concept, right?
Yeah, I mean, besides doing something like that, would you, if they actually opened up one of those kind of bars down here in Miami, would you go to it?
No,
Sure,
No?
why not?
I would not.
You'd be afraid that you would overconsume?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's like, I know I sometimes overconsume when I go to, someone's house. So I can only imagine myself at a bar where all I have to do is just sit there and let the alcohol, come to me.
The problem is that also, it would just be you just getting drunk without, the enjoyment of, actually having, you'd lose the aroma of, the alcohol or, the taste of the alcohol. Or,
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you're drinking, and that's
Yeah.
getting fucked up. You just, get to the end step when...
Yeah, I guess if you were just having a really bad day and you're just like, I want to forget today, you can walk into one of those kind of places. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I would want to be able to taste what I'm
I
drinking.
don't think you
Or
should ever use alcohol to forget about your problems.
No,
Because that'll just create more problems.
yeah, I'm just saying. There's
Remember,
people
drink
that do that.
responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Beer Bros and BS advocates for responsible drinking.
Exactly.
This is correct.
Exactly.
Phone a friend. Use your lifeline.
Call an Uber or something, man. I mean, do something.
Yeah. Don't do what I do and call Uber. Like I did on a previous episode. Like an idiots. Yeah, I said Uber for some stupid fucking reason instead of saying Uber.
It's all good.
Yeah, half the fun is not like...
It's weird. It's like we drink on the show and I forget how to pronounce shit.
No, half the fun is not like, just... It's not getting drunk. It's like actually, like, people actually do good brews. And actually, like... It just defeats the... Like, there's a lot of people, you see this a lot also in the festivals, which... By the way, in this Saturday, there's going to be a Wynwood Festival, like, for their anniversary party, and you see a lot of people just be like, oh, just give me this thing with the highest ABV, I want to get fucked up. Like, there's actually a lot more, like, brews out there that taste good, they're amazing, and...
Yeah,
and that they're not as high ABV, or they might actually be low ABV, like they might be 3%, but it's a sour, but it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, Wakefield just did their Miami Madness release this past weekend. Lots of fun. They had over 20 different variations of sours, which are all 3.5% roughly. But you have about 10 of those. You're feeling good. That was a great time. Thanks everyone at Wakefield for that, and looking forward to the Wynwood Festival on Saturday. Lots of amazing guest taps besides all the good stuff from Wynwood and all the special treatments that they're doing there. Food trucks and live music.
Yeah.
Our previous Beer Bros brethren, his band, The Sever, is going to play, so that should be fun.
Yeah, also Afro Beta will be performing there as well.
Really? That I didn't know.
Yeah, and they're friends of the show. So, brother of a friend of the show.
Friends of friends. We have lots of friends of friends.
We're
Friends of
yeah,
friends.
we're friends with everybody here.
Beer makes the world go round.
Yeah, we're friends with everybody.
I would actually say it's centrifugal force or gravity.
Gravity just holds us down.
I would say that gravity is what rotates us around the sun.
Oh, that's
Well, we're having some high gravity ales here tonight, everybody.
And that would actually, gravity is what's turning us around in the galaxy, but...
What are you talking about?
it's around the
Everything
black hole.
rotates around the Earth.
Okay, Copernicus.
The Earth is flat.
Geocentricity!
So, what topic did you bring for us, Jose?
So the topic that I brought today was something similar to what Dave brought today. It's at Sun King. One of the employees for Sun King actually printed on the bottom of the labels that Tom Brady sucks, and then the expiration date for the beer can. It kind of relates to by that one. It's a football related story. It's almost the herald of the beginning of the football season, and two, it's one of the employees doing something that was really stupid. It was funny at first, or like just common or casual at first, and then they ended up getting fired for it. So
They got fired?
yeah,
that's
the guy
lame.
that they accused, like the guy that did that, like ended up getting fired.
Man, I'm sure he's feeling very deflated after that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
Maybe zombified after the sketch of Tom Brady came out.
I
That
kind of
was
want
amazing.
that Scottish wheat ale, like from them, just so I can have the Tom Brady
Bruce
sucks
sucks
can.
It's going to be a collector's item now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like, I think it worked more for the favor because now I hear more about Sun King.
Yeah, exactly. That they were a little bit under the radar, and they put him on the
So-
map. They should give that guy a raise.
Yeah, exactly. The brewery actually
You
said
could
that.
say an extra point.
Heyo.
Oh,
Hey, they moved it back.
no, they were like, oh, we weren't in this. It was just this guy, and I mean, unfortunately, he got fired. So
I mean,
He got canned.
yeah, he got hands.
Sorry, I had to do that.
Very, very
best
clever.
pun of the night, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Cheers to me.
I mean,
But I mean, I feel kind of bad because we do stupid shit all day. It's like, we do stupid shit sometimes at work, and it's borderline fireable, but
Not
like
me.
this guy.
so what do you do at work that's borderline?
yeah, Jose, tell us more.
Speak more to this.
I work in the IT department. That is it.
You want to tell us where? No, don't go to it.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you can follow me on Twitter or whatever, and maybe you'll find out for
And
yourself.
follow
but-
your exploits.
Yeah.
Your daily exploits.
Yeah, around all the eyes, he puts a circle to make it look like a boob.
I actually do that to sign my... On all the receipts I signed, I actually put 2 boobs on the end of the zeros, and I draw like a little chick, so I would know what zeros were the cents.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's smart. I always do, like, at the end of my signature when I'm closing out my tab rotor, and I put, like, a symbol at the end.
Sometimes when I close out my tabs, I like to put my friends' phone numbers.
Oh, yeah, you do. You're an evil man.
So if any of you guys ever get a call from Cindy at the bar,
The bar? Okay.
well, not the bar, at a bar,
Okay.
it was probably me. And you're welcome, except not you. I wouldn't do that to you, Jose. You're happily married.
I know.
And Dan,
Sonia always picks up the phone and she's like, hello. Cindy.
I mean,
State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
of course, I would only do this to JJ because, you know, he's the only one single here. That
Aw.
would not be funny if I did it to anyone else.
Hey,
It'd
you
be
never know.
It'd be totally inappropriate if I ever did that to Dan, who has his happy girlfriend,
Hey,
or Jose, who has his happy wife.
hey, and you never know, Dave. That might work out in my favor, and you might be hooking me up, so thanks a lot for that.
I'm not gonna do that anymore now.
Oh,
Why not?
I'm gonna
because it's Dave. What the fuck you think?
So that brings us, before we get into what burns our bacon, we actually are on our final beer of the night. This one is brought to us by Dan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So I brought a very special one here today. I've been holding on to this for, just about 6 or 7 months. And, it was released through the Catador Club of Cigar City Brewing, which is like their membership where you pay X amount and you get like 5 special bottle releases per year plus the ability to buy more specials before the public. And it's just basically like their VIP members.
Plus, percentage off
Yeah, you got
their brewing, and then plus, you get to fill the gallon growler
That's right.
of anything that you could have only got around 32 ounces.
That's true. That's right. Yeah. So, this was released, I want to say January or February of this year.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this is the sherry barrel aged version of the Marshall Zhukov's Imperial Stout. And actually, on Beer Bros BS, we have drank the base version of Marshall Zhukov's, the 2013 edition. We drank that on episode 6, but this is a miles better in my opinion. Adding the sherry barrel to it makes it, just on a whole nother level. It's an 11%. ABV. It's got a bit of a boozy flavor, chocolatey, oaky as well.
You can definitely taste the sherry. The sherry.
Oh
The
yeah.
sherry gives it that, like, sweet little flavor, and then it's just like Imperial Stout, and it's amazing.
It's weird
Oh.
because with the Russian Imperial Stout, I want to I won't speak in in a Russian accent, but then because it's in a sherry bottle, sherry barrel, I want to speak with a more appropriate tone for our British kinfolk.
Well, actually, it wasn't the original story that Catherine the Great found it so amazing, like the stouts in Britain, and then she
Yeah.
took it back. And actually, it was pretty hard. Like, I think the original shipment actually ended up, like, not making it, and then they had to, like, regulate the flavor, like, the actual, like, bill on it, like the grain bills, so it can make it all the way to Russia.
Beer history.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
You heard it here on another beer corner with Jose.
Do-do-do-do.
So, what do you think of the beer, Jose?
No, I absolutely love it. It's like, of course, like Marshall Zukov is probably like one of my favorite Imperial Stouts, and just like the Imperial sherry, like the cherry barrel, like it's like amazing.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a tart smell, a little bit of aroma. That's probably from the sherry. It's definitely boozy, but not that same kind of boozy flavor that you'd have with a barrel-aged Imperial anything.
Yeah, it's not like it's boozy and then it's like, oh, it's too boozy. It's like, okay, you feel the boozy at
well,
the
you
end,
know what it
not
is?
at the beginning.
It's not whiskey boozy, which is most barrel-aged beers are
Bourbon.
Are bourbon whiskey. It's some sort, some sort of whiskey, Scotch, bourbon, Irish whiskey, something. But it's definitely a different type of booze.
Yeah. To me, it reminds me, for those of you that have tried any imperial stouts that have been aged on a cask, when you get it fresh off of a cask, I get a lot of that from this, because it's, you don't get a lot of carbonation. It really bites you. Like, it's fantastic.
And I just want to throw in one last thing. The head of this is almost
It's
pink.
super dark.
Yeah, it's like a pinky, purpley kind of.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it's
Now that you're
brown,
holding
but
up
it
to the
has
light.
that
Yeah.
tint.
It's not really tan or brown. It's got more of a pinkish hue, which is kind of surprising that would carry over from the barrel that much. But then again, if you've been aging this for several months, maybe it shouldn't be that surprising.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So before we get into what burns your bacon, I have a little tidbit of info for you. And a question: Wheaties. Everyone knows what Wheaties is.
Yes.
So that's how you become an Olympic athlete, an NBA superstar, NFL legend, a hockey player,
Or a
NASCAR
podcaster. and
NASCAR
podcast.
driver.
or a phenomenal podcaster from South Florida. They have entered the beer world. They are now making something called Hefewheaties.
Oh God.
They are making beer. The tall boys are already on the market.
Wait, the same company that does Wheaties.
Yes.
Okay, I guess.
Wait,
I haven't tried it yet.
So does it have like all the vitamins and nutrients to make you into an Olympic athlete in the beer?
Well, I don't think the cereal has all the vitamins and nutrients in the cereal.
What?
as long as it's 100, as long as it's all wheat, I mean,
it
I'd
would
give
make
it a
sense.
try. Yeah. Like they have like a lot of wheat, and they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do with this? We haven't sold enough. Oh, let's make beer." Like,
I would assume the boardroom went something like that. I mean, but so what would be the weirdest company that you could imagine that would make beer or food company?
Coke,
Oh, okay.
Coca-Cola,
Really, you think it'd be that odd that they would make something alcoholic?
non-alcoholic, but beer.
Well, beer is alcoholic.
No,
No,
but
but I
if they
guess
made rum, it would make sense. But
Yeah.
if they made beer, it wouldn't.
I don't know.
I was thinking something like what's his name? Paul Newman's salad dressing. Like he has all the artisan Caesar and
Artist nail.
Oh, but dude, that guy makes everything now. There's frozen pizzas and frozen dinners and all kind. Oh, so if you want munchies, hey, well, we need to make a drink that goes good with pizza. How about beer?
Mm-hmm.
I'll try a Paul Newman beer.
Yeah. For me, for a food company, shit, kids cuisine.
Kids Cuisine Lager.
I mean, but really, or like, you know what? I wouldn't be too shocked is if like a Hungry Man or one of those like TV dinner people did it.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Would you try a Chef Boyardee porter?
God damn it! I was just about to say that. I was about to say Chef Boyardee. How about Kraft? Kraft.
Oh.
Craft with a K?
Exactly.
Craft beer with a K.
Yes.
Oh shit. We might have just
I
like.
just blew your fucking minds.
Oh, on that note, good night, everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Would you try
No,
Goya?
Goya, I
Yeah.
would try.
With all the spices?
Craft,
Yeah.
I would not. I would not support Patriots. So
Yeah, and
sorry.
dude, I don't like any of their shit. I don't like their cheese. Their cheese is gross. Have you ever had Cracker Barrel cheese? Tastes like foot.
How the hell would I buy Cracker Barrel cheese?
I don't know, because it's, it's highly
I don't live on
coveted.
the frontier.
Oh, good lord.
It's coveted.
It's all about the Velveeta cheese.
Ugh. No, I don't like that either.
There's
I know.
liquid gold in these dire shells.
You're right. More like liquid shits.
Dan knows all about that liquid gold.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're in the bathroom tonight.
So let me ask you guys, what burns your bacon? Jose, what burns your bacon?
Single-ply toilet paper.
Why does that burn
How
your bacon?
appropriate.
Single-ply toilet paper. Did you really have to not spend that much money on your toilet paper?
Yeah, no.
It's useless. You might as well not have toilet paper. You might as well just be like, okay, here's the hand towels. Take a few hand towels and go to the bathroom.
You know, you could just fold it over, right?
Yeah, but that's a waste. I mean, why are you bothering?
But not really, though.
You end up wasting more toilet paper
But
that
it's
way.
fine because it was cheaper to buy. Since it's single ply.
No.
All right, Mythbusters, let's test that fact. Hey, if you're listening to the show right now,
I'm bringing single ply toilet paper to your house if you ever invite me over, Jose.
yeah, let's see.
And what pissed me off more was that the public schools down here in South Florida always had single-ply toilet paper.
Because they don't give a damn about these kids' butts.
Well, I mean, if they had toilet paper.
What kind of toilet paper do they have in private school, Dan?
Satin.
Oh, fuck that. They got a duvet.
we had somebody come in and do it for us.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
That's what I figured.
Nah, but, I mean, there's a lot of companies too.
I cannot say that.
Say what?
What I was gonna say.
What were you
Go
going to say?
ahead, man.
Oh no.
Radio
It doesn't matter, man.
It's on the borderline.
Dude, who cares?
Yeah, you went to a Catholic school.
I did.
Well,
Yeah, so, yeah. So you say like I had like a priest wipe my ass for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. It's not that bad to say. I mean, it would have been worse if it was.
I was gonna say lick your ass, but
If it actually
Yeah.
Nah.
sorry.
The things
There's thunderstorms going on right now. I don't want to get struck.
the things that priests would do for you, though. I mean, you gotta love those guys.
So, JJ, what burns your bacon?
All right, what burns my bacon? All right, well, it kind of goes along with the football season coming up, and we're discussing earlier watching some preseason football. Hooray, football's back. It is, fins up, and depressing commercials during football, during sports. So
that nationwide.
the nationwide one about
Your kids died.
your kids died.
Nationwide is on your side.
And or the Florida quit smoking commercials, which I wrote to them on numerous amounts of times.
How did you write to them?
They have a thing on their site where you can give back feedback. So I wrote back that I said that's not appropriate. It made my mom physically sick by seeing your commercial because it came on during dinner time, and they're gross, dude. Like,
You can turn off your TV during dinner, though.
well, sometimes we sit around the TV. Yeah, it's not always formal dining in my household.
Yeah, it's an
Don't you
American
guys-
tradition, actually,
guys-
not formally dining, actually having a TV on the dinner room.
Or you guys could talk to each other about the day.
No, I do, but like,
What were your experiences?
No, I know.
How did you feel?
Well, no.
How did your
Sometimes we don't
day
care
go?
about that.
Yeah, no, but I think this Super Bowl actually took the career, like, they were like, your kids are gonna die, or you're gonna die from smoking, or, like,
Yeah.
just...
You're gonna die in general. Spoiler alert, everybody.
Well, 99% of us die at some point in our life.
Yeah,
only
except
99.
except for God the Thunder God.
And
but-
maybe us in the podcast, we're still gonna be broadcasting.
we're immortal. Huh. What's worse than being dead, Dan? You become a legend. You just left Faith No More.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, anyway.
It went over my head for a second because, yeah,
Because you're low to the ground.
And
that's true.
plus the beers.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. To me, sporting events should be, super happy, fun times, and you want to send a public message, do it elsewhere. Keep it off. Put it on PBS.
I
Get
missed
it off my football.
So would you be okay if an athlete used his platform to promote?
If he wanted to do that, that's fine. But I don't know.
So you're okay with if Tim Tebow wanted to praise God and Jesus,
It's not preferable, but I guess
nacho chips.
but you're okay with that though.
we live in America. You can do whatever the hell you want.
So if you want to, okay.
But I'm just saying, it burns my bacon. So I just
You can do whatever you want, but it's gonna burn JJ's bacon.
yeah. Like I just to me like hey, it's the weekend. Football's typically on Sunday or college if it's Saturday for the most part. I know.
On the Lord's Day.
Yeah. For the most part, like I want to be relaxing. I want to be happy. I want to be positive. I don't. Like I know what's bad for me and I know what not to do and blah 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 blah.
Well,
It's okay.
Football.
It's going to be the thing is you're going to get upset anyway after whenever at the end of the Dolphins game, odds are you're going to be upset.
Yeah. Well.
So
Either way, real football is played on Saturday.
Oh, that sounds like an hour for another day.
unfortunately, it's not played on Saturday in Miami.
Oh,
I knew it. See, you set that one up, man.
Ooh,
See,
hey,
that's
no,
on you.
no. What are you talking about? FIU plays still.
Really, Dan? Come on.
Hey, didn't FIU beat the shit out of some UM players a couple years ago?
Yeah, well, not an actual game. And well, that one FIU player got suplexed.
Actually, I'll give you that. That was pretty awesome.
That was a German suplex.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to know from high school the FIU player
That's a
that
great
was on
fight.
crutches.
Yeah, but that was during the game.
That was during the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't-
different. Oh, that should be a good one for another episode. Greatest fights during rival the Pistons and the Pacers.
Well, the Pistons are going to win. That's going to be number one. The fact that you fought the other team and then went in
In
the
the
stands
stands.
and fought the fans,
Yeah.
Well, there was a hockey game that happened too.
Damn.
but not like that.
But
What
hockey
about,
players are
what about,
fucking way tougher than
Tyson-
basketball players.
What about Tyson Holyfield?
I got stitches and I don't care.
Tyson Holyfield, they were fighting each other.
Yeah.
The fact that he
The ear
went,
bite,
but he
yeah.
went above and beyond is one point.
I don't know. I think it's it's worth mentioning. I think.
I mean, they were fighting each other. Granted, it was an illegal move. It would also have been illegal to hit below the belt. I mean, those are illegal things you
Right.
can't do. But the fact that your whole field, I mean, for that instance, you can just talk about MLB and how many fights where the benches are
Bench is clear. Yeah.
or somebody drop kicks the catcher and then charges the pitcher's mound.
We should totally do a compilation of some sort.
Or like Nolan Ryan, the guy charged him and Nolan Ryan caught him and put him in the headlock. And
Yep,
started
Robin
punching him.
Ventura, and he put him in the headlock. And wow.
It's awesome.
And you say you're not a baseball fan?
Oh, I loved it growing up.
I call it bullshit.
No, hey, I played it. I got my baseball trophy still.
Bullshit.
I just don't like it anymore. I got tired of it. It's
Yeah,
like
who was the manager that ended up blowing up? He ended up getting the pitchers chalk or whatever and throwing a hand grenade and
that'd be great.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of managers that go out and then when they get up, they're so upset they pick up the bases and they toss them into the stands. And
That one time that one guy did, he took all the bases and just left the building.
I remember that, dude. That was
He took
maybe
all
a
the-
year ago.
Oh, I think it was longer than that, but yeah.
I remember
He took
seeing that.
every base and just left.
Yeah.
was
He's
amazing.
like, fuck you guys, you're not playing anymore. You're done. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah, you got backup balls and bats, but you ain't got no bases.
Yeah.
so, Dan, what burns your bacon?
I'm not sure if this has been mentioned before on the show or not, but I'm going to say loud eaters.
I think Dave might have covered this.
Has this been covered
I
already?
think I
I don't know.
because
We're not mentioning anybody in
wasn't-
specific.
It wasn't on an earlier episode because of who was on that show with us. So that's why.
Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, it burns my bacon to, I don't care, man. Do whatever you want to do, man. I'll be like, I get that I might hear a little something here and there. That's normal. But when, every single fucking chew you do, I have to hear, a smack. Bro, get the fuck out of here with that. Are you fucking 3 years old? It really bothers me.
I've noticed it lately. I don't know why, but even going to some of the nice places we go to, I've been seeing adults
Yeah.
chewing with their mouth open.
Dude.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Even worse is...
You'd be surprised how hard it is to eat with your mouth closed. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure every once in a while it
What the
happens.
fuck are you talking about?
Depends
I
on
don't
what
know,
you
I'm
have
taking
on
the
your
other
mouth.
side. I'm the devil's advocate. I
Yeah,
gotta take the other
yeah,
side.
the devil on the shoulder. But I don't know. To me, I've been really noticing it lately
Yeah, because they're too busy,
on their phones at dinner.
just trying to talk at the same time as eating, and they're just But what bothers me a lot more than that even is like, okay, if you're like eating soup and you slurp the shit out of the spoon.
Okay, what if you're
Thanks for that, Jose.
what if you're eating something like ramen?
Yeah.
And in the Japan style, it's the formality that you're gonna.
I guess
You're
over
supposed to
there
slurp.
they do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Would that be okay? Because like they will.
that's what they do. If that's what they do, and
Yeah. If it's a custom.
but I'm just saying, for me personally, where I'm at, it's something that burns my bacon for sure.
Okay. For me, what burns my bacon this week is cars that go the wrong way in a one-way parking lot. That I don't know why that bothers me so much. It just really does. And I don't know. I mean, it's obvious that if all the cars are angled one way, you don't go down that lane the opposite way. And then there's just one parking lot near us which has a great sushi restaurant, and it never ceases me that whenever I go there, I will always see one person going the wrong way down.
Oh God, you're talking about Sunnyland, aren't you?
No, I'm talking. It's 87 and Sunset,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
there's always
where they
somebody-
have the buffet, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and they always go the wrong the wrong way, and they look at you like you're the one who's
that you're the
idiot.
asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to drive down the middle of this street, which is one way, and you're coming the opposite direction. I'm sorry. It's hard for you to park. Like you have to do a 15-point turn because you either can't read the sign that says "Do not enter," or you don't care, or whatever the hell your reason is.
Yeah. Have you ever had someone honk at you doing that?
No.
How pissed would you get?
I mean, I would let that go, but I would make sure that I see whoever it is, and when they get out of the car, I would walk by them so they would see me, and
Shit.
and they would think fuck.
Yeah, we just screwed with the wrong guy. God damn.
Because I mean, I appear menacing, I guess you could say, if you were to see me walk by.
You're not a small dude.
You're an
Yeah.
ex-football player. Come on.
I mean, you'd see me walk by, you're like, oh shit, that guy's big. Fuck. You honked at him? Why'd you honk at him, babe? Fuck. Why'd you tell me to honk? I didn't want to honk at him.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that's what burns my bacon.
I was about to say that there was absolutely no burns my bacon that had to do with cars, but Dave just had to put that one out there. I think every episode we had at least one burns my bacon having to do with driving in Miami.
Yeah. Well.
Just driving in Miami in general sucks.
Well, the thing that's
blows.
bothering me this episode is that we haven't had a Scotland connection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, our Scotland
But
friends.
I'm just going to bring that up, Scotland. Because,
Hey, Scotland! Yay!
Well, don't they drink sherry there too?
And we heavies.
Well, we heavies, yeah. But sherries?
Yeah. I don't know about that.
No, that's
No, I don't think
that's a
so.
British thing.
Yeah.
But Scotland, we love you.
Yeah.
We love you. Everything's perfect. So let me ask you guys, what was your favorite beer of the night?
This
Dude,
is-
I mean,
Hey,
I don't.
It's sort of unfair. Like,
yeah.
Can we do
maybe-
one after the Zukov?
I mean, I feel like the Sherry Barrel Zugov is going to be the obvious number one.
what's the number 2 then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
For me,
Give the number 2.
number one for me, I don't know. It might be the one that I brought.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Everyone's looking at me like, am I serious? Am I just trolling everyone at this podcast?
Yes, here.
Yes, I am.
the silent?
Thank you, Jose.
The silent head.
Yeah, I
troll.
mean-
Get out of my head. Get out.
But okay, obviously, like the Sherry Zugov is the fucking phenomenal brew, and like, honestly, none of these other ones, in my opinion, are on that level.
But I mean, some of these breweries do have like phenomenal stuff that can
absolutely.
pair up to it.
Yeah,
It's just
Great
that we
Divide
didn't-
and Southern
we didn't
Tier
bring-
have great
we didn't-
shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We didn't bring that up
Yeah, we
like,
brought
to this
the-
podcast. So
The limited elite god tier.
Well, you know,
beer
I've been holding
for the
on
rest.
to the bottle for a few months, and I decided to kind of
Was,
open it up now.
Sorry,
Because,
Tony.
was this like a fuck you to Tony? Like, oh, you're going to Peru with us? Well, you know
No,
what?
you know, it was
I have
actually
a beer that you would love.
It was really because I turned 30 the other day, and so I wanted to do like a celebrate. I've been holding on to this shit, and I've been like, oh, I'll drink it around my birthday at some point, and then
Hashtag Dan's old balls.
that's right.
Still trending.
Hashtag happy birthday.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
That works too.
Happy birthday all over my mouth.
Uh,
That
Okay.
may be able to be arranged. Just hang around after the podcast.
okay. Anyway, so how about Hoseby? Third
For,
beer.
for my number 2, I would have to say the Warlock.
Yep, same thing. Zukov number 1, Warlock 2. Dave?
I have to go Zukov 1 and that Belgian one. Le Chiffre.
Nice Le Chiffre.
Nice Le Chiffre.
Yeah, really. I was actually going to say my number 2 is the Chocolate Oak Yeti. I really, really enjoy Great Divide stuff.
Okay.
Good beers as always.
So always, as always. Oh, actually, before we sign off, we actually had a question from a friend of the show, Louis.
Louis Toledo.
Yeah, and he wanted to know what kind of beer, if he wanted to get into craft beer and he likes Coronas, could he, similar style beers that he might like. I'd have to go with something like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Or, what do you guys think?
Okay. And he also wrote from us from New York, so I went with a local New York. I said Brooklyn. I said the Brooklyn Lager. That's a good start for someone that want to tiptoe a little bit, stay with the same style.
Yeah, I would say more the Yellow Pills. It's actually from Colorado, but it's more commonly available and more distributed outwards throughout the country.
Yeah, I would say maybe like something from Oscar Blues,
Like Dale's Pale Ale.
Dale's Pale, or the Mama's Yellow Pills,
Yeah.
or also
I was gonna say 6 Point also.
yeah, shit, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, if you really want to do a lighter craft,
Who's the one that makes the Czech cross or whatever?
The Czech Cross?
Yeah, it's like a Czech
you're talking about
Pilsner.
Pilsner or Kill?
Oh, yeah.
No, not
Or,
Pilsner
no.
or Carol. It's like the
No.
Czech cross. I forget
Oh!
what it was.
The Saison des Ponts?
No.
Shit. I'm
Because that
sorry.
has the Czechs on it, so, okay, alright. Sorry, you lost me on that.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's not a craft, but I would say the Pilsner or Kill is a very good beer. Not exactly very similar to Corona, but
I'd have to say that they make one of the I want to say favorite beers, but one of the most interesting beers I've ever had. It was all foam,
yeah, man, yeah.
and I forget the name of it.
No, it was a version of the Pilsner or Kill, but it was like a special, treatment of it, where literally your entire glass would be foam, and the point was that you would chug it quickly.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, and if you don't want the same style like lager, to me, a good gateway is always Chimay White.
Yeah.
That's the first beer I ever had that was like considered not a typical style of beer, and that opened me up. I was like, what?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the first...
For
go
me,
ahead.
it was Lagunitas that opened me up, but
Yeah.
Lagunitas and Oscar Blue is they're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, man.
Do the BoJack Horseman like, what?
I think my first foray into craft and import in general was actually the Franziskaner Hefeweizen, and
Not a good choice.
they're pretty light. They're easy drinking. I enjoy those quite a bit, but I know that they're not really very similar to
Yeah.
Corona. So
That's why I gave it a second option besides
Yeah.
the lager.
yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough choice. I'm gonna think about that, and then I'll be sure to tweet back to Lewis and let him know what
Yeah.
I think after I kind of do some research.
Yeah, the Three Golden Monkeys from New York.
Golden Monkey's a good one. Brooklyn Lager, I think you said.
Yeah,
That's a very good one. Brooklyn Brewery in general is really cool because you might see some new styles there that you might not think you'd like, but you might actually wind up enjoying.
yeah. We haven't had him on the show yet. I think I'll do that coming up.
Yeah.
So as always, guys, remember if you have any more questions or comments you want to send to us, you can always send to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at BeerBrosBS. You can find all of our beers, what we drank, and how we rank them on our website, but also on Untapped at BeerBrosBS. You want to email us? You want to donate to the show? And if you're a brewery rep and you want us to review your beer on air, we'll be glad to do that. You can email us beerbrosbs@gmail.com. As always, everything about the show you can find on our website, beerbrosbs.com. You can find the podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and
Podcast Addict.
so as always, I'm Dave, the Big Librarian. You can find me on toughgnarl.com contributing. Also, we have our second anniversary of toughgnarl.com. We're throwing a show here at Church Hills in Miami. It's going to be a great show, a great punk show, a lot of great bands headlining No Fraud. I'm Dave.
I am Dan.
I'm Jose at Jose JR.
I'm JJ the Metal Chef.
So as always, good night, guys. Cheers.
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 Cheers.